Sumitra J is elected to deliver her remarks.
A very good afternoon, distinguished guests. Yang Bahagia Datuk 𝗟𝗚𝗡𝗚𝗡, patron of Sugam. Acharya Ratna, Tondar Mani Panni Mani, Madam Sujitra Jayasilan, founder and CEO, Yayasan Sugam. Our supporting organizations, particularly Guruma Anne Shri 𝗟𝗚𝗡𝗙𝗏 Deviyar, Head Spiritual Master and President of 𝗟𝗚𝗡 Mandir, Shri Sai Gurukul Charitable Society, and Arvind Kumar, Deputy President. Ms. Parameswari Ramasamy, representing Sri Kasi Sangabhushan Tangakanesan, President of the Malaysia Hindu Sangam. Mr. Rishi Kumar Vadivelu, President of the Malaysia Hindu Dharma Mamandram. Mr. Suren Kanda, Mr. Suren Kanda, Director, Sri Murugan Center. And these are all organizations we are so proud to have collaborated with. You're all beacons of the Hindu community in this country, and we are so proud to have you here with us as our supporting organizations. Thank you so much. Ms. Sivasankari Chandran, representing Varna Malaysia, who is our media partner for this. And we also have representations from the government sector. Ms. Vanisha Kennedy, representing YB Yuniswaran Ramaraj, Deputy Minister of National Unity. I'm not sure if former Senator Datuk Sivaraj Chandran is here. No, he's not. Okay. Datuk Waitchalla, former Secretary General, Ministry of Youth and Sports Malaysia, who was also our keynote speaker this morning. Yang Bahagia Datuk Dr. 𝗟𝗚𝗏𝗡𝗔𝗠𝗏𝗡, former Malaysian High Commissioner to Singapore and Cyprus, and the former Ambassador to Lebanon. Thank you for being here. Mr. 𝗟𝗚𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗡, Deputy Director, International Youth Centre, Ministry of Youth and Sports Malaysia. Mr. 𝗦𝗧𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗠𝗜𝗡 Thiagarajan, President of the KL and Selangor Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Mr. 𝗟𝗚𝗏𝗡𝗙𝗡, President, Educational Welfare and Research Foundation Malaysia, EWRF. Mr. Devendran and Mr. Dilip Kumar from the Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharishi Society Malaysia. Mr. S.P. Nathan, Director, Better Serve Consultancy. Mr. Siva Surya Narayanan, Honored General Secretary, Telugu Association of Malaysia. Ms. Radha, National Deputy Woman Leader of the Malaysia Hindu Sangam. Mr. Parthiban Ramachandran, not sure if he's here, from the Hindu Sevai Sangam. Parents, young speakers, facilitators, volunteers, and most importantly, our 140 young participants. Vanakkam and a very good afternoon. I know it's a long list, but it's a good problem to have. We are so pleased to have so many distinguished people in the hall today with us. Thank you so much. Excellencies and distinguished guests, DharmaNext Conference, or DNC, is a youth-centered platform created to help the next generation explore, understand, and apply Hindu Dharma within the realities of the world they live in today. Our theme this year, Living Dharma in a Disruptive World, reflects the heart of what we are trying to achieve. We do not want Dharma to remain something our young people encounter only in books or in temples or in formal lectures. We want them to discover how it can guide their lives' everyday choices, whether at home or in school, online, and in their relationships with others. The DharmaNext conference is therefore not designed as a conference where young people simply sit and listen. Through youth talks, poster presentations, and the interactive Dharma lab, they are encouraged to question, to interpret, to discuss, and develop solutions for issues affecting our community. Parents and guests, for too long our young people have often been placed only in the role of the listening party, where the older generation speak and instruct. Certainly there is great value in the wisdom and the experience of our elders. But the exchange of knowledge should not always be one-directional. Our young people also have knowledge to share. They see possibilities that we may not see. They understand new technologies, new ways of communicating, new ways of reaching their peers. Heck, they even have their own language, which sometimes we are clueless as to what they're talking about. This, right? So, they innovate in ways that may never occur to us. And if we give them the right space, guidance, and trust, they can become not merely recipients of our tradition, but interpreters, innovators, and powerful assets to our community. What we have already witnessed today and what we will continue to see during this closing session is evidence of that potential. Our young speakers and presenters have taken profound ideas and connected them to food, to identity, to mental well-being and the digital world, as well as happiness, gratitude, daily living. These are issues facing our everyday lives. And in the interactive Dharma lab, a little of the mess that you saw earlier, in groups, they have been asked to not merely identify problems, but to work together and propose practical solutions. We hope that the strongest ideas emerging from this afternoon will not end when everyone leaves this auditorium. With the support of mentors, organizations, and community leaders, some of these ideas could be developed into real initiatives in the months ahead. I also want to address the fact that this DharmaNext conference is conducted entirely in English, and this is a deliberate choice. We believe that language should never become a barrier, preventing a Hindu child from accessing Vedic Hindu knowledge. There is a proportion of young Hindus in Malaysia who are not fluent in Tamil or in any other Indian language, but that does not make them less of a Hindu, nor should it exclude them from understanding their faith and heritage. Be assured, we are not using English to replace or diminish our beautiful Indian languages. We are simply using it as a bridge to reach those who may otherwise remain disconnected and to make Vedic wisdom accessible to every young person who wishes to learn. There is also another narrative that we hope to change. Too often, Malaysian Indian youth become visible in the media and in the public eye only when something has gone wrong. I'm sure, especially the adults in the room, you know what I'm talking about. These challenges are real and we must address them. We must highlight the many thoughtful, talented, disciplined, and compassionate young Indians who are doing remarkable things. We must actively identify them. We must create platforms for them and amplify their achievements. When we consistently shine a light on what is good within our community, we also give other young people something positive to aspire towards. Our hope is for DharmaNext to become a sustainable annual platform and eventually more than an annual event. We want to build an ecosystem in which young people are supported throughout the year through mentorship, collaborative projects, and opportunities to put their ideas into action. But we cannot do this alone. We warmly invite more like-minded people in the government sector, in the civil society organizations, in the private sector, and individuals to join us by supporting us, by sharing your expertise, providing mentorship, identifying young talent, sponsoring participation, and just to help promising ideas move from proposal to reality. If you believe in empowering our young people and strengthening our community through Dharma, our doors are open. Respected guests, today would not have been possible without those who believed in this vision. My sincere appreciation goes to our sponsors, Datuk Sri Vijay Iswaran and Datin Sri Umayal Iswaran, Mr. Dinesh Natarajan, all the way from Singapore, Mr. Rakesh Suppiah, and Spiriton Mindspace, who sponsored some Vedic activity books, and most importantly, generous parents who sponsored places for participants beyond their own children. I wish to share here that the registration fee for this event was kept low at 50 ringgit to make it accessible to all. We also offered complimentary registration for those in need. But what we did different this time, compared to last year, is that we had a column in the registration form to request for parents to sponsor an additional child along with your own. And when we checked the database of funds received, 15% of the total participants of today, or parents of 21 of the children who are here today, contributed additionally for 1, 2, 3, some even up to 10 additional children on top of their own. I am so deeply touched and proud of this collective responsibility that is shown by our community. To Datin Sri 𝗟𝗡𝗩𝗘, although she is not here, I offer my very special and personal gratitude. She was the first to believe in this vision and to contribute so generously towards making today possible. Their support allowed us to focus less on the dollars and cents and more on what truly matters, the quality of the content and the impact that it could have on the young participants. So I thank her again for placing her trust in us. I must also thank our supporting organizations once again, particularly first 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗡 Gurukulam, who worked hand in hand with Sugam in making today possible. They were also partnering with us last year, and this year they have fortified their contribution and their participation with lots of volunteers here from both 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗡 Gurukulam and also Sugam. I thank also Malaysia Hindu Sangam, Malaysia Hindu Dharma Mamandram, Sri Murugan Center and Varna Malaysia. Special thanks to Datuk Waitchalla. Datuk, you continue to be the guiding light in Sugam, and to all our distinguished guests who accepted our invitation, and also some of you who agreed to become panelists for the interactive Dharma Lab session, which you will be seeing soon. I thank you very much, and I also want to thank the parents who have trusted us with your children today. 140 of them here. We told the parents, please drop and leave and don't hang around. We only invited you for the closing session. We have a majority of participants from Selangor and Kuala Lumpur, but we also have participants from Johor, from Kelantan, from Penang and Perak. So it's looking more like a national event now already. I must say, we also have some participants from Jakarta, so maybe we are also going regional. So I thank you all, and I also want to thank all our wonderful young participants, so bright and so open to share. It's very different from our times when we will all be just quiet, and now we have to tell them, okay, can you let me talk? So very forthcoming, very bright, with a lot of ideas. We thank you for your active participation. DharmaNext exists because we believe in you. And may we, as the older generation, have the wisdom not only to guide you, but also the humility to listen to you and the courage to give you the space to lead. Thank you, Nandri.
Thank you, Ms. Mitra. As informed this morning, the DharmaNext conference is a space where we get to hear from our peers on issues affecting today's youth, as well as sharing timeless wisdom from our Vedic culture and heritage. To continue the youth talks from this morning, we will now be listening to the final 4 speakers.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow participants, stress is a part of every single one of us, but each of us respond to it in different ways. We have for you 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗡𝗔𝗠𝗜𝗡 with his presentation, Living Your Dharma, Radical Acceptance in Time of Stress. Let's welcome 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗡 to the stage as he helps us navigate the stress in our lives.
Imagine this. You are texting your friends on something incredibly important. Or maybe you're trying to get a ride home. Maybe you're booking a Grab or something. You look at the top corner of the screen. 1%. You instantly freak out. Dim the brightness, close all apps, and suddenly, black screen. Your phone is completely dead. Raise your hand if this has ever happened to you. Now I want all of you to keep your hands up. How many of you felt stressed and down when this happened? Raise up your hand. Alright, now let's look at that moment closely. what is actually making you feel stressed and down? Is it the fact that a piece of metal and glass turned off? Or is it the angry mental war you just started fighting against reality? Good evening, everyone. My name is 𝗟𝗏𝗘𝗚𝗡, and today I'm going to explain how to live your Dharma. Let's be honest, life today is busy. As students, we juggle sports, exams, family expectations, much more, school. But at the start of the day, we always have a vision on how the day should go. But something always ruins it. Maybe a bad grade, a cancelled outing. Sometimes we spend more time wishing it hadn't happened than actually trying to solve the problem. At the heart of Dharma comes two concepts. Next, please. Satya and Kartavya. Satya means truth. It means to accept that whatever's happening now is how it actually is. Kartavya means duty. It means to change something that's happening now to improve your reality. When you combine these two elements together, you form radical acceptance. Next, please. Now let's look at pain and suffering. Pain is unavoidable. Pain is when you lose a friend, maybe. You lose a friend, you get a bad grade. That's pain. It's unavoidable. It's your luck. If it happens to you, you can't control it. But suffering is optional. If you keep repeating that moment over and over again, why is this happening to me? Life is so unfair. You are basically making yourself suffer. That's suffering. Next, please. An ancient story actually explains this perfectly. You imagine you get shot by an arrow. You keep thinking why it actually hit you, than actually trying to heal. It's like shooting yourself with the second arrow. That's suffering. You keep telling yourself, why is this happening to me? Why did I get to shoot? Why did I get shot by the arrow? That's suffering. Now, here's an example on how you can apply it. Imagine you receive a disappointing exam result. You can be past focused. You can say, why did I get a bad grade? Why is this happening to me? Life is so unfair. Or you can think about the future. You can change. You can accept that whatever's happening now is true. And you can make a difference. Maybe you can think, am I studying wrongly? Should I go for tuition? Should I ask my teacher for help? That's how you handle. Next. Now, a perfect example of this is the life of 𝗟𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 age. He met scholars discussing philosophy at a very, very young age. Though his journey was not easy. He had to travel long journeys and had to face difficult debates. Yet, he stayed committed to a purpose. He didn't give up. And that's what made him so famous until now. His life represents Dharma, so that whenever you feel that something is hard, you should not give up. Because you should follow whatever you believe is right, not whether the journey is hard or not. So before I leave this stage, I would like to make sure all of you remember 3 simple things. First, accept reality as it is. Second, do not shoot yourself with the second arrow. And third, try to improve the reality that you're facing now. I'm 𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗚. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon, for the amazing speech. It really taught us the importance of being patient. Next up,
As Indian Malaysians, the multicultural environment of our beloved nation, Malaysia offers both opportunities and challenges for preserving cultural and religious identity.
indeed, how do we honor where we come from while being part of the beautifully diverse country we call home? Hamsini Dia Naidu is here to take us through this. Let us warmly welcome her on the stage.
Sorry, technical difficulty. Good morning, everyone. Before I begin, I'd like everyone to close their eyes and imagine the situation that I'll tell you now. So imagine when you wake up first thing in the morning, when you open your phone, the first thing you see is a religious message that your grandfather forwarded you on WhatsApp. Then, before you go to school, your mother reminds you to pray in the morning. Then once you're in school, you realize that most of your Muslim friends are fasting because it's the holy month of Ramadan. At the same time, social media is showing you so many different cultures and lifestyles from all over the world. Now, open your eyes. All these different experiences raise a very important question. How do we stay connected to our values in a world that is constantly changing? Before I continue, I'd like to share why this topic is especially meaningful to me. I'm an Indian Malaysian, but for the past 5 years, I've been living in Indonesia. That experience has given me an extra layer of perspective. Every day, I interact with people from different religions, languages, and cultures, while at the same time, trying to stay connected to my own roots. Living outside Malaysia has made me realize something I never fully appreciated before. That you often understand the importance of your identity when you're no longer surrounded by it. This can be the festivals you once took for granted, the food your family prepares, the language spoken at home. These become reminders of who you are and where you come from. That experience has also shown me that preserving our Hindu identity isn't about shutting ourselves off from other cultures. In fact, living in another country has made me appreciate diversity even more. It has shown me that we can embrace new cultures, build friendships across communities, and remain deeply rooted to our own values. I believe that balance is one of the greatest strengths we can develop as young Malaysians. But how do we do this? Well, the answer lies in a word that many people may not have heard before: enculturation. Enculturation simply means learning the cultures, values, beliefs, and traditions that shape who we are. It isn't something that happens in one day. It happens long before we realize it. Maybe it's your grandmother teaching you how to pray. Maybe it's your parents explaining why we light oil lamps during Deepavali. Maybe it's listening to bedtime stories from the Ramayana or the Mahabharata. These moments seem small when we're children, but they quietly shape the people we become. For Indian Malaysians, enculturation means more than just celebrating festivals. It means understanding why we celebrate them. It means learning Tamil, or whichever Indian language our family speaks. Not because it's on an exam, but because it's part of our identity. It means knowing that going to the temple isn't just for asking for good exam results, although many of us have definitely done that before. One important way Hindu values are passed down from one generation to the next is through the 16 Samskharas, or the rites of passage that guide us from birth to death. An example would be Namakarana Samskara, or the naming ceremony. It doesn't just give a child a name, but also a sense of identity and belonging. After a few years, the Vidyarambha Samskara marks the beginning of education, reminding us that learning is not something to be taken lightly and should instead be viewed as a sacred part of growing up. As we approach adulthood, Vivaha Samskara, or Hindu marriage, shows us that marriage isn't just a celebration, but a lifelong partnership that is built on mutual trust, commitment, and shared responsibilities. Then, as we approach the end of our lives, Antyeshti Samskhaaraa is the final rite of passage that takes place upon our death. It reminds us that life is temporary, and what matters is not wealth or status, but the values we live by and the positive impact we leave on others. But life isn't only about what happens at home. Our country, Malaysia, is one of the most multicultural countries in the world. In school, we interact with classmates from many ethnic backgrounds like Malay, Chinese, Indian, and Indigenous. This teaches us appreciation, mutual respect, and cooperation for Malaysia's unique multicultural identity. Living in such a diverse society is both a privilege and a responsibility, because every day we have opportunities to learn from one another, celebrate each other's festivals, and build friendships across cultural boundaries. Diversity should never be seen as a threat to our identity. Instead, it should encourage us to understand others while remaining confident in our own beliefs. However, staying connected to our culture isn't always easy, especially for our generation. Today, social media exposes us to trends and lifestyles from all over the world. AI can answer our questions instantly, but it can never replace the wisdom passed down from our families and communities. Many people don't stop speaking Tamil because they dislike it or because they are rejecting their culture. It often happens because English becomes the more convenient language. At the same time, misunderstandings from outside the community can also create challenges. Some people may wonder why we carry kavadis during Thaipusam, why we wear traditional clothing, why we visit temples, why we place sacred ash or vibhuti on our foreheads. These misunderstandings can sometimes lead to stereotypes and misconceptions. The solution is not isolation, it is integration. So what is integration? Integration simply means participating fully in the society you are in without losing your identity. It means respecting people of different religions, celebrating diversity, building friendships across communities, and contributing positively to society without giving up who you are. As Hindus, our identity should never prevent us from respecting others. Likewise, respecting others should not lead us to abandon our own identity. To summarize, enculturation gives us confidence in who we are. When we understand our own beliefs, we become more open to learning about others. A person with a strong cultural identity is often better able to appreciate different cultures because we are not afraid of losing our own. This becomes especially important when many young Malaysians leave home to work or study overseas. You may find yourself surrounded by people who know very little about your culture. There may be pressure for you to change how you speak, what you wear, or even how you see yourself. That is when integration comes into play. Learning from other cultures, emulating good values and practices, and understanding how others live. Ultimately, enculturation isn't about rejecting modern society. It is about carrying our values with us wherever we go and being open to change without losing ourselves. As Indian Malaysians, we have the privilege of belonging to both an ancient civilization and a multicultural nation. By preserving and living our Hindu identity while respecting the diversity around us, we can ensure that our traditions continue to inspire not only ourselves, but future generations as well. Thank you.
Thank you for that amazing speech, Lakshmi. It reminded us that we can keep our traditions strong while still embracing the beautiful mix of cultures around us. After all, you can celebrate your roots and still enjoy everyone else's food.
𝗟𝗚𝗡𝗔𝗠𝗜𝗡 is one of the most profound schools of Hindu philosophy, teaching the unity of the individual self and the unity of the ultimate reality.
Are you ready to question everything you thought you knew about yourself and reality? Siddharth Gopinathan is here to take us through with his talk entitled Advaita Vedanta, the journey to our true self. Please give him our usual welcome.
Imagine waking up one day and realizing that every single thing you knew about yourself was only part of the truth. Next. In this modern day and age, we often define ourselves by money, status, and even the number of followers we have online. But what if there was something out there, something deeper, that connects us all? This question is answered by Advaita Vedanta, one of the oldest branches of Hindu philosophy. Advaita literally means not two. It teaches us that every single being in this universe, despite looking different on the outside, we are all actually one and the same. Discovered by Adi Shankaracharya more than 1,000 years ago, Advaita Vedanta still proves to be relevant until today. It gives us a brand new perspective on how to face modern problems. So today I'm going to be teaching you two ideas of Advaita Vedanta that have changed the way people view themselves and this world forever. Before I begin, I want to ask you a question. Who are we, really? Seems like a simple question, but if I ask you who are you, you might give me your name, your hobby, your age, the school or institution you work for. But think about this. Your name was given to you, your hobbies change, your emotions change on a daily basis. So if everything about yourself can change, what actually remains constant? Next. In Advaita Vedanta, this is called your Atman, your soul. And it tells us that your Atman is the same as Brahman. Now who is Brahman? Brahman, by the way, not Brahma. Brahma is the four-faced God. Brahman is this ultimate infinite reality that exists everywhere, also known as the ultimate God. To put it simply, imagine it like this. Your soul, your Atman, is the same as Brahman, God. So, imagine this. Picture a massive ocean filled with thousands of waves. Each wave is different. Some are big, some are small. Some are fast and some are slow. Some are powerful and others disappear in the blink of an eye. But remember this, they are all still part of the same ocean. Just like us, we are all different. We all look different, we all speak different, we all have different purposes in life. But in the end, at the deepest level, we are all still one and the same Atman. Next. This idea is beautifully expressed by one of the Mahavakyas or great sayings of the Chandogya Upanishad. Tat Tvam Asi. You are that. That here is referring not to your mind or body, but to the ultimate reality that exists everywhere. Brahman, God. So when we say you are that, we are saying that your Atman, your soul, your true essence is God. To quote Adi Shankaracharya, Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. I am pure bliss and consciousness. I am Shiva. I am Shiva. When Adi Shankaracharya refers to Shiva here, he is saying that he views this ultimate Brahman as Shiva. And that is not wrong, because all the gods we pray to, Murugan, Vinayagar, Devi, Vishnu, Rama, Krishna, they are all just forms of Brahman. So it is not wrong for us to pray to these different gods, because in the end, they are all still Brahman. So when Adi Shankaracharya says, I am pure bliss and consciousness, I am Shiva, I am Shiva, he is merely saying that after rejecting the mind and the body, after rejecting all material attachments and fears, family labels and castes, he has reached ultimate freedom that is limitless and formless, also known as God. Thus proving that your Atman, your true self, is Brahman, God. This concludes the first segment of Advaita Vedanta. Now, before moving on to the second one, I want you guys to imagine this. Picture a gold ring, a necklace, and a bangle. They all look different, they all have different names, and they all serve different purposes. But remember this, they are all still gold. The reason why we look at that necklace, we look at that bangle, we look at that ring, and forget that they are all still the same gold is because of Maya. Next. Maya is often translated as illusion, but that doesn't mean that this world that we know of is fake and a magic trick. No, it just means that what we see is not entirely the truth. One of the most famous stories in Advaita Vedanta explains this perfectly. Imagine this. It's pitch black at night. You can barely see anything and you're walking down a path to go home. You can barely see anything and suddenly you see a snake on the ground. You get scared. You run away. But at that same path, at the same time, another person walks and carries a lamp. And he realizes, wait a minute, that's not a snake. That's just a rope. So what here changed? The path stayed the same, the time of day stayed the same, their visibility, actually no, their visibility was different. And it wasn't suddenly a snake that changed to a rope, and then changed back to a snake. No. The only thing that changed here was your understanding, your visibility. Advaita Vedanta says Maya works the same way. We get too caught up for temporary things that we forget the permanent. We get too focused on our appearances that we forget our true self. This is Maya. Next. So, this doesn't mean that we should forget everything, care about no one, and just focus on ourselves. No, Advaita Vedanta doesn't tell you to escape life. It just gives you a clearer path to view life in its true form. This means when we understand this, we can celebrate success without it defining us. And we can embrace failure without it ruining our self-worth. We can understand our differences and still remember that deep down, we are all still one and the same. Perhaps the greatest message of Advaita Vedanta is not that the world is a cruel place that can deceive us. No. It is that behind every label, every difference, we are all still one and the same at the deepest level. Before I conclude, let me ask you a question. Next time you see someone who thinks differently from you, appears differently from you, speaks differently from you, next, will you see the wave or will you remember the ocean? Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful speech on the journey to our true self. It reminded us that finding ourselves is a journey, not a Google Maps destination.
Happiness. Do you define it? Have you considered that there could be levels of happiness and we may not be experiencing the highest level of bliss that we could?
To take us deeper into the different levels of bliss and lasting fulfillment, let's hear from Pavitra Muthuvedu, who is here with her topic, Ananda Mimamsa, the pursuit of true happiness.
Hi everyone! Before I start with my presentation, I would like to ask all of you a question. Raise your hand if you ever said something like this to yourself. I will be so happy once my school holiday finally starts. Any of you? Second, I'll be happy if someone buy for me a phone, especially iPhone, right? Third, I'll be happy if my school exam is over. Well, all do it, right? We think happiness is something waiting for us in the future, like a prize at the end of every game. So today, I want to share with you a super famous story about a king, a farmer, and something called the 99 Club. Once upon a time, a king was walking through with his wise advisor. As they walked, they saw a simple farmer working in the field with his wife and son. Even though he didn't have much money, but he was happy, singing songs, laughing, and having the best moment while working together. The king stopped and asked, "Look at them. I live in a beautiful palace. I have tons of money, delicious food, but I am stressed out all the time. How are they so happy?" The wise advisor said, "Your Majesty, it is because they are not part of the 99 Club yet. The king asked, "What on earth is this 99 club?" So the advisor said, he took a bag filled with 99 gold coins and kept it in front of the farmer's doorstep at the night. The next morning, the farmer opened his door and saw this heavy bag. He dragged the bag inside and dropped all the shining gold coins onto the table. Then he started counting. 1, 2, 3, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. The farmer stopped and frowned. Wait a minute, why there are only 99 gold coins? Where's the 100? Who leaves 99 instead of a full 100? So he called his family over to come back again. 95, 96, 97, 98, 99. Suddenly, nobody was laughing anymore. The farmer became obsessed. He said, "I'm going to work day and night just to earn the one missing gold coin." From that day on, the laughing stopped, the singing stopped. The only thing that they was thinking of is the one missing gold coin that they don't have yet. So, what is this 99 club? It's when we have 99 awesome things in our life. Our health, our friends, games we love, family who cares about us, delicious food, right? But we forget to think about any of this because we are just thinking about the one thing that we don't have yet. Ancient thinkers actually studied about the same topic thousands of years ago in an Indian philosophy called 𝗟𝗓𝗡, which basically means the inquiry investigation into the inner place. They tried to understand where does true happiness comes from, and guess what they found? True happiness, which is ānandam, does not come from collecting more stuff or reaching next level. True happiness is already inside of us. When our mind stops thinking about what we don't have, we will eventually achieve the real happiness. So, how can we avoid this 99 club at our school? As a student, it is a very common thing for us to accidentally join in this 99 club. For example, if I don't get 100 on this test, my whole month is ruined. Or if I don't have the cool stuff as my friend, I won't be happy at all. So, aiming for good marks, achieving your favorite thing, or practicing sports is excellent. But don't end your happiness until you reach the finish line. Here are two things that you can do every day. First, count your 99 gold coins. Appreciate every single thing that you're doing today. For example, a good laugh with your friend at the recess, drawing a cool picture, or eating a favorite snack. Second, enjoy the journey. Learning and growing takes time. Don't hate the process until you reach the finish line. So next time you feel stressed because something isn't perfect or you're still missing the 100 coin, just take a deep breath and remember the story about the farmer. Don't let your future to start being happy. You be happy and appreciate every single thing that you're doing today. Devi Shanam and thank you.
Thank you for the beautiful speech, Now, to conduct the next segment in the pitching session from the interactive Dharma Lab, we would like to invite Ms. Tina Devi of Sugam Samskhaaraa to facilitate the segment. Please welcome her.
Can I have the volunteers to assist with the table, please? Hari Om and good evening everyone. Interactive Dharma Lab or IDL is a collaborative youth initiative that encourages participants to apply Dharmic values to real challenges affecting the Malaysian Indian community. Throughout the session, each team identified a specific community need and developed a practical, youth-led project that can be piloted within 1 to 3 months with a clear and measurable outcome. Our hope is that the most promising ideas will not end with today's presentation. Subject to the interest and availability of our judges and distinguished guests, we would like the winning teams to have the possibility of receiving mentoring and guidance as they refine and pilot their projects. As you listen to the pitches, we warmly invite you to consider whether your experience, networks, or encouragement could help one of these youth-led ideas take its next step and create a meaningful impact. We will now begin the ideal pitching session. Each of the 8 teams will have 6 minutes to present its project. Following each presentation, one judge will provide brief comments and constructive feedback. During the pitch, each team will clearly explain the challenge and target beneficiaries, why the issue matters to the Malaysian Indian community, the Dharmic values guiding the project, the proposed activities, implementation, plan and budget, the intended outcome and how success will be measured. It is now a pleasure to introduce our panel of 8 judges. First, Datuk Dr. Waitchalla, Suppiah, former Secretary General, Ministry of Youth and Sports Malaysia, Mr. 𝗟𝗜𝗩𝗘, President EWRF, Mr. 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘, International Youth Centre, Ministry of Youth and Sports Malaysia, Ms. Sujitra Jayasilan, Founder CEO of Yayasan Sugam, Mr. Rishi Kumar Vadivelu, President Malaysia Hindu Dharma Mahamandram, Mr. Suren Kanda, Director Sri Murugan Centre, Mr. Arvind Kumar, Vice President of Priya Lakshmi Gurukul, Mr. S.V. Nathan, Director, Better Serve Consultants. We welcome all the judges to take their place. We also would like to invite Mr. Parthiban Ramachandran from Hindu Seva Samaj.
Before we begin the pitching session, we'd like to present a small token of appreciation to Mr. VKK for being part of us today. Please kindly join us on stage to receive a small token of appreciation from Sugam Foundation and Sugam Samskhaaraa. Thank you so much.
Let us begin the pitching session with Team 1. We would also like to invite the representative from each team to move down and get ready.
Good evening, everyone. We are from Group 1. And
our challenge title was Youth from Participants to Volunteers. Our project name is called VY, Volunteering for Youth, and the problem that our project is going to address is people that want to help but not knowing where to start. We want to encourage growth in youth to involve themselves in seva. The target beneficiaries for these are going to be welfare organizations, schools and universities, non-profit organizations, elderly people, and government organizations.
the next question is, why does this matter to the Malaysian Indian community? This app helps with social events, keeps our culture and community active, serves our community, and makes our community grow.
The Dharmic values that are applicable here is Dana, charity and generosity, Seva, selfless service, Dharma, right and responsible act, and Vasudeva Kutumbakam, the world is one family.
Why does this matter? Why does all these values matter for this project? Is to create a future generation with a better responsibility to the communities and society. Selfless seva, giving of the true to the better outcome for the society itself. And our project objective is encouraging younger generations and youths to lead the community with seva.
What we are planning to do during the pilot is trials to see if the app is effective, encourage organizations to join the app, do promotions, and encourage schools, universities, and college students to come and help.
What visible or tangible output will we produce? We will get to encourage the youths to contribute to the community. The youths can maintain community service. The world is a family, which can make the community to share responsibilities towards one another in society.
Our implementation steps are post an advertisement about the app through social media such as Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube, and we can do collaborations with schools, community, and organizations. The confirmed/potential partners supporting the delivery of our project are universities and schools, orphanages, non-profit organizations, and home for the elderly. Our total seed funding requested and budget breakdown for this project is RM1,000 to RM1,500. This will go towards the app building, such as coding and graphic design, promotions, and collaborators. Our estimated pilot duration is 3 months.
One measurable success target, including a number and evidence method, which we'll be using is universities, because we have a bigger audience to pull for the users base. Next, how can the project continue or be replicated after the pilot? Start implications in school or orphanage, organizations, universities, and places where there is a large group of audience to target. Lastly, our specific guidance, expertise, or connections is required from a mentor, which we need teachers, professional coders, promoters, and people's perspective for our app. Thank you.
Are there any questions from the judges?
We'd like to invite Dr. Waitchalla to give her remarks, and the title was Youth from Participants to Volunteers.
Okay, very well done, girls. To the whole team as well. Okay, I just want to be clear. You guys are thinking of drawing up an app. Who will be doing it?
Us and some professional coders.
Okay, so you have the expertise to do this app.
Not exactly, but we will be getting help from professional coders and our teachers.
Okay, now the idea is your title was Youth from Participation to Volunteers. Now, the app will basically be to get people to become the volunteers, right? Okay, but what kind of projects do you have in mind to get these youth to do? What projects?
Projects such as helping with social events, things like this. There could be things such as beach cleanups.
Beach cleanups, okay.
Cleaning up schools, birthday parties, volunteering at old folks' homes and orphanages to do community service and things like that.
Okay. Now, when you're saying old folks' home, what kind of things do you have in mind?
What we had in mind is like maybe people volunteering, like donating money towards household items and all those.
Donating money is not volunteering.
I mean like volunteering to help them,
Like helping clean their rooms, clean their houses, helping them with medications. During their leisure time, we could help them. We could read books to them and things like that.
Yes. You got the idea there. Okay, so basically you'll be creating an app, getting youth to become the volunteers, and then your budget was 100,000, 10,000, is it? Sorry,
1,000 to 1,000.
Sorry, I can't remember. Okay, 1,000 to 1,005. Okay, all that you're doing the app building, promotions, and collaborators. Why are you paying the collaborators?
Because sometimes when you want famous people, you have to pay them money to come.
Call our friend Arvind there. He won't charge you anything, okay? Okay, 3 months. You're pretty sure 3 months is enough to build the app, to do your promotions, and then to have the plan where you want to do this volunteering? You have the idea ready? 3 months is enough?
We hope so. Estimating the 3 months.
Estimating, okay, very well done, girls. I think you have a good idea, but the thing is you need to build up your idea further in the sense that what exactly projects do you want to do? When you want to get, remember you said cleaning up the beaches, that part was not presented here, see? So we are not clear. So you need to have more projects, small projects, or is it you plan to do one project?
Our plan is to have, for example, representatives from these places such as schools and universities to come and pitch their idea inside the app, and then people can go and volunteer for things so that they can pick what they want to do.
Oh, okay. So you're picking their ideas to put into the app then?
Something like that.
Okay.
Like, for example, if we needed help here, for example, Teacher Suji could come and put that she needed help here, and then people could go and volunteer for this.
Okay, very well done, girls. Very well done.
Thank you very much. Let's move on to Team 2. Team 3, please be on standby.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Leroshen, and this is my partner Ekan. So we both are going to talk about our project, and we are from Group 2. So our title for our project is Greener Hindu Celebrations. Okay, before we start, can anybody tell me like any Hindu celebrations that you know? Yes. So our project is all based on Thaipusam. So before I go into like how to the ways, I'm going to state the specific problem your project will address. Okay, so temple festivals, religious ceremonies and cultural celebration can produce large amount of plastic, food waste and also disposal decorations. So from this we can tell that like now during 𝗟𝗡𝗡, right, we can see like in the roads when we walk, we can see a large amount of rubbish, right? Am I correct? Yes. Yes. Who are the largest beneficiaries? Include group and location organization if known. Okay. So now I'm telling, right, this garbage all. Okay. So using the garbage, what we can do? Recycle, correct. So we recycle, and children in orphanage and residents of old folks home will benefit from the proceeds, support from the collection and recycling of the trash during the 𝗟𝗡𝗡 festival. Okay. Okay, so from doing this, why does it matter to the Malaysian Indian community? This matters to the Indian Malaysian community so that they practice cleanliness and a clean atmosphere during the festival by limiting trash and rubbish inside and outside the temple. Okay, so from this you will practice how to keep the temple environment clean, not to throw trash everywhere because it's a temple now. Yeah, so you have to keep it clean. Yeah, because it's a place of God. Yeah. So our Dharmic values we selected that are acceptable is 𝗟𝗡𝗡, purity and cleanliness. So caring for our environment, physical spaces, thoughts, speech and behavior. So it's about like the care of our environment, making it clean so that it will be comfortable for people who are coming. Next is 𝗟𝗧𝗏. It's a self-service. So as devotees, we should also practice cleanliness inside the temple. So after that is Dharma, right and responsible action, and 𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗡, taking action that contributes to the well-being. 𝗟𝗡𝗏, sustain the cleanliness of the environment. 𝗟𝗏, helping others without any expectation. Dharma, our responsibility in cleaning the environment. And 𝗟𝗏𝗡𝗏𝗡, contributing to the people in need by recycling the trash into something useful. Okay, so our project objective is to make the environment clean, help the people in need. Recycling lah. Okay. Okay. So what will the team actually do?
So what our team is actually doing during the pilot is cleaning the temple area and surrounding together, recycling waste products and repurposing it for those who are in need, collecting recycling items and organizing a competition in the orphanage for them to be creative and use. You know, in school they ask us to bring all like paper and stuff to do all this like creative art like that. What is visible or tangible output that will be produced is a clean environment. It produces we'll produce pre-loved items and conduct a competition in the orphanage. It enhances togetherness.
Yeah, such as building kavadi using recycled items. So what are the implementation steps? Okay, so first, start an organization, and second, start a campaign and spread the awareness on social media. Yeah. And then and our partners supporting delivery is Clean 𝗟𝗡𝗡𝗏 organization, and the total fee funding is for the cleaning supplies, which is RM100 to 200, and the selection pilot duration is 2 months.
Okay, one measurable success target, including a number and evidence method. Collect at least 50 kg per day of rubbish and record the amount collected. How can the project continue to be replicated after the pilot? We can repeat the campaign every year during 𝗟𝗚𝗡 and involve more volunteers. What specific guidance, expertise, or connection is required for a mentor? Guidance on waste management, recycling, and working with community organizations. Okay, so that one was very technical, right? So basically what we're going to do, every year you all go for 𝗟𝗚𝗡, there's a lot of food wasted. You ask for, they'll give you the rice and sambar all, right? You say enough food to give one mountain of rice. So you cannot finish, there'll be a lot of food wasted. Then the plastic and paper used to the plates, cup all, sure, people litter, they'll just walk, they'll see hey, look at the coil, they'll go and throw. So what we're going to do, remember how last year there was a community, there was this, last year I think in the previous year there was this group that will collect all the sampah, right, during 𝗟𝗚𝗡. We'll collaborate with them to collect all the sampah, and we'll we'll put some in the food waste, we'll compost the food waste. As for the plastic and paper, we'll send them to recycling, we'll send it to a recycling center. So from that, we'll do two things. We'll take the money that we get because we are supplying all the trash to them, and we'll buy things for those who are needy, like people are homeless, people in orphanage, old folks home, and we'll take all these recycled things and also give it to them. So we're not doing it for fame or money, we're doing it purely for community service.
Thank you.
Alright, first of all, congratulations. And it's very apt for me to give comment because for the few years I've been coordinating this 𝗟𝗚𝗡 task force, and the Clean 𝗟𝗚𝗡 projects comes under the 𝗟𝗚𝗡 task force. So yeah. So definitely we can work together. I will definitely encourage you all. Okay? As you mentioned here, everything is happening actually. Everything is happening. The 𝗟𝗚𝗡 task force taken this task for the past 15 years, and the last year what we did was we did reward those who collect rubbish and they segregate, as you said, the compostable, the recyclable, and the different other materials. If they separate and bring to us, we give them some coupons. We did that, all right. So the coming year 𝗟𝗚𝗡, I'm expecting to see all your faces. All right. Okay. So one thing was surprising us was the budget you mentioned there was like 200 ringgit. Okay, I think you need to recalculate that because when we mention about like cleaning, it is not just the rubbish bag. There are many other expenses to look at. Like you getting volunteers, you need to provide food for the volunteers, and it will be good if you can provide like a uniformity. You know, you provide some T-shirts to them, same like what we are doing in the past years. Yeah, so that will be good. So you should include all that in your budget, as well as how we sustain it. Like not every year we're going to go for donations, but as you mentioned that like the recyclable items we're going to sell and all that, it's a good thing. So how we can sustain it? We can keep some money for the coming year as a seed fund to start the work. And please take note, it is not only 𝗟𝗚𝗡, but there are many other festivals. Just recently we had this 𝗟𝗚𝗡𝗚 celebration highlighted in medias. The Moray beach was polluted, you know. So we can look at 𝗟𝗚𝗡, the big festival. There are people looking into it, taking care. So there are some other small festivals which didn't get much attention, like 𝗟𝗚𝗡𝗚 and all that. You all can work on that basis as well. Yeah. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Team 3. And Team 4, please be on standby.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, distinguished judges, guests, and our fellow youth community. I'm 𝗟𝗚𝗡 from Team 3, and these are my partners also from Team 3. And today our challenge is culture with meaning. So nowadays some children in the youth community take granted for like certain festivals and celebrations such as Deepavali and they only seem to enjoy it due to be able to take a break from school or to be able to receive ampao from our elders. But they don't understand the true meaning of why we celebrate these celebrations and why we have them in the first place.
Basically, what we plan to do is we have a few things in mind to help increase the participation in these events of the youth community. So first of all, we are planning to have physical workshops to teach kids about the celebrations that we're having, and we'll have games too, like kola making, eco-friendly lamp making, and this is to help increase the incentive to actually participate in this kind of celebrations like Deepavali, like Pusam. And we also want to have online seminars too, so that we increase the scope of how many people we can reach. Other things that we want to do include going to orphanages and promoting it to them and talking to them, and going to like Tamil schools and also having these events and seminars. Furthermore, while we are at the celebrations, we'll have things like Annadanam, where we'll give out food, and the people who are coming to these seminars and workshops can help us. And the last thing that we want to implement is an online challenge where the youth will take pictures of them celebrating these events with their family, and they will tag us. So someone that can help make that happen and can help make that famous is Mr. Arvind, because he is one of the most famous influencers in Malaysia. So yeah, that would help a lot.
So some of the beneficiaries that we will have from here, our target beneficiaries include, we want to go to local temples in around KL or Selangor. We want to visit and teach about our culture at Tamil schools, mainly like primary to secondary. And our target age is children aged 10 to 18 years old, and we will also, like my teammate said, we will go to orphanages. And
why does this matter to the Malaysian Indian community? Because I feel like we said before, a lot of kids nowadays, they are going to these events or they're having these celebrations just for the sake of it, and not to actually they don't actually know what it means and the significance of it in our culture. So it will help them understand and know and appreciate our roots and preserve Sanatana Dharma and Dharmic values.
So the Dharmic values that we have chosen is Satya, Savdhyaya, Ekatta, and Vasudevaya Kudumbakam. And we have chosen these values because we want to grow our Malaysian Indian youth community, and we want them to really understand their cultural identity and where they truly have come from. And we also want to dismiss any stereotypes or any other influences that may have had a misconception on our celebrations and festivals. And we want to give them a sense of culture and to also keep initiating these events and projects to further make them understand why we're doing this and to really know where their roots are from.
Our project objective is to bring the Malaysian Indian youth community together and preach and teach our values. What the team will actually do during the pilot is we will have workshops in Tamil schools and orphanages, which includes hands-on and DIY activities, which is easy and eco-friendly to the environment. We will have online seminars. We will be collaborating with local temples. We will obviously have social media challenges so the youth community can feel more included, and
it will be some sort of like a trend. We will have Annadanam during celebrations. It will be eco-friendly. And we will also have volunteers to help us in the online workshops and the physical workshops.
So what visible and tangible outputs will be produced? So there will be more events like these organized, like this DharmaNext conference. There will be more events like this all around where kids can learn about our religion and culture. And there will be the volunteers that are helping us will also develop their social skills and also learn about our culture even more by teaching it to others. And there will be a closer Malaysian Indian youth community.
So how we're going to implement this, our first step is social media marketing. We're going to be starting an Instagram account with our group title, Learn Culture. And we will try and do different marketing attempts and have Mr. Arvind also advertise our initiative and what our goal is. We will get in touch with temples and schools. We will also start our online conferences first, and there will be little fee to no fee, as we want everyone to be able to participate in this event. So we will have our online conference. Then we will also have Kriya Lakshmi, Sri Murugan Centers and Sugam to sponsor our initiative. We will raise money and donate from people, and we will train organizers from the youth community, 16 to 18 years old preferably, to further bring the community together.
So our total seed funding requested is 250 ringgit for hands-on activities. We're requesting such a low rate, not because we did miscalculate it, but because we're making this free or maybe affordable for you doing it at home. And we want to make this something eco-friendly and easy to purchase. Maybe it can be like your outside plant, or maybe some random plastic you find in your house. Our pilot duration will be 2 months. 1 month for us planning and setting up this whole campaign, and the other month to actually like initiate it and get our social media partners.
So the measurable success targets we have 3 main things. The first one is the social media challenge, where we'll see how many people actually takes photos and post it and tag us. The next one is the participants in the online and physical seminars and training sessions. So for the physical, we aim for 50 people, and for online we aim for 30 people.
For this project to be able to be continued or to be replicated in the future, we will pass all of our knowledge and materials to the younger generation and people and volunteers who have been to our pilot, and they've also been trained by our project organizers, and we also must make sure that they're very passionate about this project, or else there's really not much meaning to continue it. We will also partner with bigger organizations that do something similar to our project to make an even bigger impact and to make it even international.
Our specific guidance, expertise, or connection that we require is Mr. Arvind or Sugam Karnataka to show and publicize our project to a bigger audience. We would like Sugam to teach and guide us on how to conduct conferences and workshops that are similar to this DharmaNext conference. And we would like more social media partners to publicize our project.
That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. First of all, congratulations. Culture with many good topics that you guys chose. Just one thing for actually everyone here, alright? You guys are young people, so when you come to pitch, we need to see the energy. It's not just what you memorize and what you want to, you're prepared. Come here, you need to get the crowd excited, alright, with your ideas. Second, again, going back to, you are the very young, dynamic, vibrant people, right? Your ideas need to show that. From what I see, your ideas are rather conventional. You know, you got a good topic, very good intention, you've got the Dharmic values clear, but the way you want to reach. Example, if I come to you, and I go into, what's your name here? Sorry?
Agnesh.
Sorry?
Agnesh.
Agnesh. If I come to you, Agnesh, I'm going to talk to you about Deepavali. Deepavali is Lord Krishna, blah, blah, blah. You're not going to get excited because this is what people have been doing for hundreds of years. How are you doing it differently? For example, are you going to have an inter-gaming session? It's a competition where there's gaming involved rather than lectures. Those are things that you can create new for the people rather than, you guys don't like lectures. But if you see your program just now, you want to go back to Tamil schools, you want to go and conventional method. Try to look into a method that is different, that will attract these people. And finally, I think the budget that everyone is talking, you know why we're very happy that you're not money-minded and you're not looking into big bucks and things like that. But guys, when you go into actual implementation, you'll need slightly more. Alright, so budget planning for any project or business, if your budgeting is wrong, it won't take off. So plan your budget well, wishing you all the best, and also understanding why people tend to use bhakti. If you go back again, ritualistic things that they do. Why you break coconut, they don't know. Why you put your vibhuti, they don't know. Why you carry kavadi, you don't know. So people have been following this based on bhakti, ritualistic following. You want to actually break that by telling them, hey, you do this because of this.
Yeah, we're going to do that in our online seminars. Our online seminars will, and our social media platforms, for example, we make an Instagram account, for example. Many young youth community people have Instagram. So on our Instagram platform, we'll be posting about trends you can do. For example, our social media challenges. Take a picture of yourself with you and your family celebrating, and maybe some friendly competition, which it will not be okay, send a picture. It'll be something funny, trendy, creative, something that entertains our targeted audience. And for us going to Tamil schools and preaching, it's going to be fun, interactive, and we're always going to have at least one activity. It'll always be hands-on, and obviously you would probably much more likely to want to do some hands-on activity, making an eco-friendly DIY diya, rather than just listening to three kids yapping about some random stuff, right?
Very, 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 very good. That is the things that you want to see. And I wish you all the very best in what you do. Thank you.
Let's move on with team 4.
Good evening, everyone. We are the representatives from Team 4. My name is Hamsini.
And my name is Lakshmika. So, for our title today is Dharma Without a Language Barrier. And our project name is Vedatikas, that is knower of the Vedas. So, state the specific problem your project will address. So Indian youngsters are disconnected from Indian culture because of Western influence. Who are the target beneficiaries? Include group and vocation organization if known. So the organization is primary and high schools, and target of So the audience is young Indians and teachers. So why does this matter to the Malaysian Indian community? It helps us connect with our culture and can connect back to our roots. So our dharma for this challenge is dana, charity and generosity, sharing knowledge, resources, opportunities, time or skills to help others. So basically, we share our knowledge about the Vedas and also resources and opportunities that we get. And our time, we would like to spend our time to share our knowledge to the Indian youngsters to get them back to our roots. And the next one is Swadhyaya, self-study and reflection, seeking knowledge, understanding teachings, and reflecting on our own actions and development. So Swadhyaya means like you study yourself and you reflect on it, and also you seek knowledge. You don't just learn it, but you also want to like learn more and understand it, and yeah.
The next Dharmic value that we chose was 𝗟𝗚𝗡𝗚, which is unity. We believe that our project will bring Malaysian Indians closer together, especially younger Malaysian Indians who may feel disconnected from their culture. So by having this project, we will kind of see those bonds being formed in school itself, and it will also strengthen their relationship with like their parents and the wider Malaysian Indian community as well. And our final Dharmic value is 𝗟𝗚𝗡𝗔𝗠𝗜𝗡, which is welfare of society, because we believe that if the younger Malaysian Indians start to be more interested in their culture, that will just add on to Malaysia's diversity, and then as they grow older, they will be able to lead, like festivals and other things like that.
Explain how these values guide the project. So they will help us pinpoint specific aspects of our culture and language that needs to be shared within the community. So these values guide the project by pinpointing specific aspects like about our culture, language that needs to be like shared within all the Indian youngsters, because some of them are way too obsessed with social media and stuff like that. And state the project objective. So to help Malaysian Indians understand their culture, as I said, these days people are way too obsessed with social media that they forget about our roots, and we would like to make them remember all of their things that they learned from the roots that they don't remember or haven't even learned about it. What will the team actually do during the pilot? Separate into smaller groups and go to different schools where we will teach the Indian students about Vedic knowledge. Some weeks we can bring in experts of the field. So during the pilot, we would separate into small groups, like our group, because we have learned about Vedas and stuff like that. We would separate ourselves into smaller groups and teach different schools, and we will also help teach the Indian students about the Vedic knowledge and the scriptures and stuff like that. And also some other weeks we would like to also bring experts who are even way better than us to like explain more better to the Indian students.
So we hope that this project will lead the younger Malaysian Indians to be more informed on cultural matters and also increase their bond with other people in the community as well. And we also hope that the younger children, like the primary school children, will understand more why we go to temples for festivals like Deepavali and Thaipusam, because they go there all the time but they never really understand why they are praying or the significance of the different gods. So we hope that by doing this project and going to their schools directly, so it's like compulsory for them, we hope that it'll help them understand like the importance of it and how it can show up in their daily lives and not just like once in a while. So our implementation steps, first we would introduce our program to the community, because we wouldn't want to just go straight to the schools without anyone understanding our purpose. So first we would explain our project to the community and just start to find schools that are interested in the project. And that's when we would separate into smaller groups, and basically each group would have a specific focus of one aspect of Vedic knowledge. So then when the groups switch to different schools, they will basically teach that one topic that they know very well and spread that knowledge to different schools. So if we have like 4 groups, each group will know one aspect very well and they will be able to spread that to all the schools that we visit. So our partners would be NGOs and ashrams or Vedic schools, because we would need to rely on them for funding and also for other resources that we may need. And if we wanted to have experts come, they would most likely be from the ashrams. We would also need software developers and engineers, because we were planning to develop an app that students can use in their free time at home, so that they can further their own Vedic understanding, and so that the program wouldn't just be something that's once a week in school, it could also be something that they do at home regularly. And then, obviously the schools that we would partner with would most likely be SJKT and other schools with a lot of Indians in it. So our total seed funding that we would need is to pay the teachers who are going to go to schools would be about 300 to 400 ringgit. For the materials itself, it would be 500 ringgit. And then for the app development, it would be about 3,000. And then for food, for after each session, would be about 500 ringgit. Our pilot duration, we were planning to make it 3 months, because we feel that that is a good amount of time to kind of understand what the students are interested in and what other aspects of Vedic knowledge we can bring in that would be relevant to them. And so one target that we had was to give them a simple quiz at the end of the program based on everything that they've learned, to test their knowledge and see like how much they understand. And then also provide certificates to students who have finished, maybe give certificates to students who have done very well on the examination, so they feel more motivated to learn more. And then we also would give them like a proper examination so that we can start teaching them more advanced Vedic teachings instead of just the basic things. So how can this project continue? Well, first we would have to establish like a proper organization and grow our team more, so that we could have a head who can oversee the program itself and ensure that it continues. And we would also place a stall in the school, so after each session, students can buy, certain Vedic books like the Bhagavad Gita, or they can buy t-shirts, so it'll be like merchandise that they can buy, and it would make them more interested in Vedic knowledge as well. And some guidance that we would need is definitely connections to an NGO or like an ashram or a Vedic school. I think for this one we might leave you on Mr. Arvind, because you are very busy with the other groups already. So yeah. We also would like the guidance of a Vedic scholar who knows more than us, because with our limited knowledge we will share whatever we know, but with a scholar and like an expert, they would be able to give more insightful teachings to the children. And we must also be well versed in the Vedic knowledge, of course. Thank you. That is our proposal.
Actually, I want to see the title first. Can I see the title? What is the title just now? Maybe I might be wrong. Dharma without language barrier. But I didn't see where did you say about language, because you're supposed to speak about the language barrier, isn't it? Maybe I missed it. When did you speak? What is the language barrier we have here?
Well, we didn't focus specifically on like the language barrier. We thought more about like Vedic knowledge.
I see. So that means it doesn't sing your title, correct? So I've been looking for it. Where do you? How do you synchronize the language? How do you? You see, in this country we have most of the Hindu knowledge in Tamil language, and most of the students in those who doesn't understand Tamil, they'll be sidelined by they will never say I'm not Hindu, I'm a less Hindu. So I was thinking that you will be coming out with the idea where we can sing this thing and solve this problem. Do you have anything about it? Or maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. I'm right, huh? So I'm from just now I've been thinking the language we doesn't touch anywhere. But again, the religious education is very good. We have to teach everyone. The language shouldn't be a barrier for our Dharma. We have to teach everyone, Chinese, Malay, including Malay. Even in Indonesia, we can see Ramayana and Malay language. So I was thinking maybe your project should be more towards to it. Maybe we can translate, since it is Malaysia, we can translate it to Tirukkural in Malay, Tiruvasakam in Malay, or English. So that type of app you can implement to all the schools. You're going back again to Tamil school. I think Tamil schools already have a lot of knowledge about Hinduism and Dharma. I think they are very equipped with all the religious education. Maybe we can focus on secondary school. How can we help them? Maybe that will be suit your title perfectly. I think somewhere that is the missing here. But other than that, I think everything is very good. Thank you so much, and appreciate the thought all of you all had. Even all the speakers was very well, and it's timely needed for, especially for us in the national organization. We are thinking a way to reach out all the students, and I think this is the topic we have to speak in our council meetings, which we failed all this while. I appreciate that, only that. And again, the budget, I think it's seriously one app in 500 ringgit shouldn't be there. But anyway, congratulations and thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's move on with group 5.
Hello everyone. Today the topic that we got is about pressure, purpose and well-being. Some Malaysian Indian young people face strong pressure to achieve excellent grades, enter particular careers or meet family expectations. They may struggle to discuss stress, failure or their own aspirations openly. So our challenge was to develop a safe and practical youth initiative that encourages healthier conversations about achievement, well-being and individual purpose. So the problem now is many young Indians experience intense pressure to achieve top academic grades, pursue specific traditional careers and meet strict family expectations. This leads to two key secondary issues, which is communication barrier. Young individuals struggle to speak openly about their stress, mental health, emotional burnout or feelings of failure, and also they have suppressed identity. They feel unable to express their true individual aspirations, passions and personal definitions of purpose out of fear of disappointing their families or communities. So because of that, we plan on implementing YAP camp, Youth Anti-Pressure Camp, to reduce academic pressure for students.
Every once a week for a duration of 3 months, students in the age group of 16 to 18 in public or local schools can come to a center to learn to voice their emotions, coping mechanisms, and learning that your grades definitely do not define who you are. These include journaling, meditation, and physical activities. They will also include freeze time sessions where students can take their mind off studying and do whatever they want. The second solution is parent-student counseling sessions, part of the camp but also open to other students, where the parents can understand what their children are going through and how to communicate with them. For example, a simple question from "what's your mark" to "how was your day" can completely reform a student's mindset and feel comfortable going to their parents in terms of their academics. Additionally, there will be an online platform where anyone and everyone can share their pressure they're feeling in school, and someone will reply with how they can cope with it. These solutions are important to the Malaysian Indian community, as it reduces pressure that parents and reputations can cause without even knowing, and it can seriously affect students' mental health and well-being.
Silence. Please respect the speakers. Sorry.
So I'll be sharing on the Dharmic values that we thought was very best for our project. Firstly, Santosha, appreciating what we have and developing a healthy attitude. So students these days, they don't appreciate what they have, what skills or what talent they have. So this project can make them feel appreciative of their skills and ensure that they are aware that grades alone don't shape or define who they are. Second is Dana, sharing knowledge, skills to help others. So we'll be appointing some trainers that will share their knowledge to the students. And lastly, Anushya, appreciating and supporting others. So from this project, students can express their emotions that they feel due to unhealthy comparisons.
So
So the activities that we plan on having is running the youth camp module following the themes. So in the youth camp module, we'll have a few stuff. For example, the Beyond the Scoreboard identity mapping, where interactive journaling workshops where youth map out their core values, skills and personal strengths that have nothing to do with grades or job titles. This decouples personal self-worth and also from academic achievements in the long term. Also, cognitive re-scripting workshops, exercises that teach youth how to permanently spot and interrupt internal toxic self-talk. Like, if I don't get an A, I'm a failure. And reframe it into a balanced, realistic narrative. Like, for example, one test does not define my capability or my future. Life vision alignment, for example, guided goal setting sessions focused on long-term personal purpose rather than short-term career expectations imposed by society. So because of... Okay.
For the implementations steps, we'll first have to prepare the modules that we'll do over the course of 3 months. And we'll also have to recruit volunteers and counselors for the counseling sessions and also to do the modules every once a week. Then we also have to do a lot of social media marketing on Instagram, TikTok, etc. And also set up the online platform where anyone and everyone can share the pressure they're facing in school and from their parents. And our key partners are Sugam to help with the module and where the students are going to have the center every once a week.
So budget would be 50 to 100 per person because we are appointing volunteers to help us share the knowledge.
And the duration of it will be three months and will be once a week. Every Saturday, the students from the age group 16 to 18 can come to the center.
So our success target would be to increase learning and coping skills and also raising awareness of the students so that their pressure is heard from the society and society can stop pressuring them. Also continuity, we continue the camp and sustain the counseling sessions and online platform. For example, we ask pre-U students to help with the counseling sessions, and also for the mentor support, we need help hiring graduates to teach and counsel and setting up the online platform. Is that all? I think it's all. Yeah.
We would like to invite Mr. 𝗟𝗓𝗡𝗚 to provide his remarks.
I love the idea. I think a youth camp is very, very effective. Whether it was my primary, secondary school, or even being in the ashram for 10 years, youth camps have definitely changed a lot of our perspectives. So a youth camp is definitely a very, 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 I would say, influential initiative. But I think what your group and all the other groups lack is, to pitch is one thing, to be practical is another thing. I think practicality is missing a lot, right? Now, for example, if the budget is not given to you, the thirst to still carry forward with this project with whatever means you have, that is the thirst we need. I think reflecting, I think one of the other judges just now, it's very beautiful, the idea, but I think what's missing is the fire to see and understand the purpose behind this. I know the purpose because I understand the pressure and I've seen a lot of issues happening in schools, universities and whatnot. But you first have to understand what the issue is. Only then when you say something, it hits here. And then we feel like, you know what, throw in the money because these people can do it. I think that's the fire we want, which I think can be worked towards, no problem at all. Otherwise, your budget was 100 ringgit per person.
50 to 100, possibly 50.
Okay, so how many people are you what's your estimated number of packs?
For the pilot, like just the trial run, we wanted 20 people, at least 20 people.
20 people, okay, so let's just say 100 ringgit. So 20 times 100 is?
200,000. 2,000, sorry.
2,000 ringgit, right? Yeah. I mean, we can see how to work on that because if it's a youth camp, usually we try to minimize budgets by collaborating with organizations like Soup Kitchen, like Sangams and whatsoever to get students to get food and whatsoever. That one can be worked on. And I like the fact, again, I'm emphasizing this very nicely, I like the fact how you're not weaving in too much of cultural force into this. Because sometimes to get people to get into cultural lessons is to first get them into moral lessons. People first have to learn how to love the environment naturally, only then culture makes sense. Otherwise, so I think this is a good foundation before going into other projects that have been presented. So from me, I love it. I wouldn't mind like pitching funds for this. Thank you.
Thank you. We'd like to invite Team 6. And just a reminder to Team 6, you have 3 minutes to wrap up your presentation. Team 7, please be on standby. By the way, your 3 minutes has started.
Good afternoon, respected judges, honorable guests, and my dear friends. I'm from Group 6, and today we will be talking about a problem which is bridging the generation gap between the older generations and the younger generations. Older generations may worry that young people are losing their culture, while young people may feel that adults do not understand the pressure of growing up today. Our project name is Future Meets the History.
And also for the problem, the lifestyle benefits and understanding does not match these two age gaps. We struggle to understand each other's, which can lead to cultural tradition being and communication becoming difficult between the two generations.
The target beneficiaries are young people and older members of the Malaysian Indian community. For the younger generations, the examples of places are cultural centers, schools, and temples and hospitals.
Why does this matter? It matters to avoid conflict, to learn from their experience, to embrace the roots with a better understanding, and to strengthen the bond between these two generations.
So the Dharmic values that we use through this project is Shama, which is forgiveness and patience, Seva, which is selfless service, and Dharma, right and responsible action, and Vasudeva Kutumbakam.
These values guide the project by promoting responsibility, encouraging patience and forgiveness, inspiring selfless service, and uniting and belonging by bringing younger and older generations together as one. Our project objective is to build a stronger, more united community through patience, wide understanding, and cooperation. During the pilot, the team will do a story circle, conduct a skill swap workshop, and organize a community service day. The visible and tangible output which will be produced are able to improve communication between two age gaps, able to strengthen the bond between two generations, and also older generations are more comfortable using technology and younger generations are more in touch with Indian cultural origins.
So our implementation steps are, first we will identify the participants of this program, then we will plan the activities and also find a suitable venue to carry out this program, and then we will pair the generation and run the activities. Besides that, we will create an output and we will collect feedback from people, and lastly we will evaluate the project. So our confirmed or potential partners supporting delivery. For the younger generation, it will be KMSSG or Kriya Lakshmi Gurukul, Sugam, Brahmarpanam Soup Kitchen as well, And for the older generation, it will be care homes or temples. So the total seed funding requested is 1,000 ringgit. So 300 ringgit will be for the refreshment and 200 ringgit will be set for the appreciation gifts. 150 ringgit can be used for the activity setup. Name tags and conversation cards can cost 50 ringgit. And the photos and documentation will cost up to 100 ringgit. The transport, 150 ringgit. And the emergency plan, 150 ringgit. 50 ringgit. So the total, it all totals up to 1,000 ringgit. So the pilot duration will be 2 months. The first month is to plan everything and prepare all the things needed. And the second month we will execute the program.
So for the success target, I'm just going to touch one because we're running out of time, is to partner with elderly communities, work with senior centers, community centers, schools, and local organizations to bring the program to more participants. And for the replicated after the pilot would be like at least 10 participants, 5 students and 5 elderly participants to take part in this program. And then the mentor support would be elderly communication expertise to advise us on how to communicate respectfully with elderly participants and make activities comfortable and accessible for all of them. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, good evening. This is in particular to all the previous presentations. I think it would be very good if you all have given a specific problem with data, what is the issue, and then go on further to suggest ideas on how to resolve it. So coming back to your presentation, I think it is a necessary presentation, bridging the generation gap. You don't have to go far to community centers, schools, temples or whatever. You look into this hall, you find both the generations here, and there's a gap here. So you can sort of identify one problem within the people in this hall and see what you can do to solve this issue. If you ask me, this starts from the house, right? The parents and the children. Between these two groups, what do you have? A generation gap, right? So perhaps you can look at that. And if you look at that, I think, and you see how you can actually roll it out. Wherever you go to the schools, whichever centers where people come together, you go to, this will be a very successful project. So maybe in practical terms, you can start with that. And also when you start with homes, right, start in the house itself, you can go into things like academic performance of the student, behavior of the student in schools, you can track their behavior. So you can actually really measure and show how successful your project can be. So good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, a very good evening to the respected judges, teachers, parents, and everyone who is going to be listening and watching us pitch our idea. So, we are from Group 7. My name is Navisha.
My name is Kadir.
My name is Kirtani. So, our challenge title is One Community, Many Backgrounds. So, the problem is Malaysian Indians come from different linguistic, cultural, religious, and economic backgrounds. These differences can sometimes lead to separation, misunderstanding, or exclusion. So our challenge was to develop a project that brings together young people from at least 2 different backgrounds or organizations and help them build greater unity and mutual respect.
Our project name is Culture Me.
The problem we will address is the segregation between Malaysian Indians due to different backgrounds and environments.
The solution one of the solutions that we thought of is an app where different Malaysian Indian communities can come on it and meet up. For example, an individual can simply sign up, put their bio in, put their hobbies and interests in it, and then they can be connected with another Malaysian Indian from another community, and they can, instead of fighting over their differences, they could collaborate over their shared interests.
So our target users for this app is Malaysian Indians, especially teens, young adults and maybe some over the age of 60 who can use social media and they are like good at using social media because this is mainly an app.
This matters to the Malaysian Indian community because it can unite us, make us grow stronger, make us build connections, and unite the next generation that is able to share and create more things, which also prevents conflicts and builds friendships. So the Dharmic values that we chose and are applicable to us are Maitri, which is friendship, which is related to our app because we want all our users to have good connections and good trust and kindness to each other. 𝗟𝗚𝗘𝗔𝗠𝗜𝗡, which is unity, which brings people together and finds common grounds despite differences.
Another Dharmic value is Samatwa, which means equality and fairness. So it helps connect people regardless of their background, their culture, their language, anything like that. Regardless of that, they will be able to connect.
And finally, the last value we chose was Vasundhaiva Kutumbakam, looking beyond differences and recognizing our shared responsibility to one another and society. The world is one family, which should practically be the slogan for this app because the Malaysian Indian community is already very small, especially compared to the entire world. And having segregation based on like skin color, background, and environment is just counterintuitive to already the Malaysian Indian community is already small in itself.
So the main objective of our app is to unite Malaysian Indians with a common cause or a common interest. So how our app works is, when we first log in into the app, it will ask like a profile, so your name, your age, and then what are you interested. For example, if you are interested in football, then maybe there's another individual who's interested in football. Then both of them will get like a match. So you can text the person, you can connect with them, and then you can make a new friendship and stuff like that.
What the team will actually do during the pilot is hire app developers, promote the application through social media, create the aesthetic feel of the app, and explain components of the app design.
The visible output that we aim to produce is connecting Malaysian Indians to a common interest rather than segregating them for their differences. Friendships can be formed, expanding already prevalent friendship groups, and maybe people who are lonely can already find new friendships here. It builds more understanding and a better mutual respect throughout the community. The app will also have a community itself, hopefully gaining revenue for us to continue expanding the app itself, and hopefully avoids conflicts in the future, since it's also just a friendship-based app, not necessarily just finding other people in the Malaysian Indian community.
So our implementation steps, first we have to develop the apps, so we have to find developers who are willing to develop our app, and then we'll be able to market the app,
through maybe social media ads, like we have ads on YouTube or TikTok or stuff like that. Campaigns, like maybe we can have whenever a school is having a program, we can have like a booth, and then we can have like campaigns, posters on the walls and stuff like that. We can host traditional events to connect people, and after we do all of these steps, we'll be checking on the community in the app regularly to make sure there's no any conflicts or no any problems affecting anyone.
The potential partners that we can have for our app: Sugam, Temple of Fine Arts, KMSSD, and some really high goals would be Zoom.
Zoom would be like an additional thing, like because we can already do video call. It would be like WhatsApp plus Tinder would be this app. Basically, because I heard some of the judges saying it's like a dating app, which is kind of is, but mostly for friendships. So it could be Zoom where you could partner up and the entire community could have like a meeting on Zoom where you could all meet each other. Anyways, the total budget breakdown, specifically the main thing developing the app would be 1,500 to 2,000 ringgit. The marketing would be 50 ringgit. The events, which would be once every couple of months, that would be in the app to have some originality to it, would be 1,000 ringgit, and the points would be 800 ringgit.
So the points is actually a system in the app. So how it works is every time a person connects with another person, or they have a meetup, or they join any of the programs hosted by us or any of our collaborators, they'll be able to accumulate points. And once they accumulate a certain amount of points, we'll give them like giveaways, or we'll sponsor their cafe meetup or stuff like that. So we need a budget for that.
And the pilot duration would be 3 months.
The pilot duration would be just developing the app. Properly advertising it would probably take around 5 to 6 months, including that 3 months. Since you could only click either 1 or 3 months, just click the highest one. So 3 months would just be developing the app, because that would already take a lot of time. One of the measurable success targets would be to build a community around 80 to 100 people. We would find out if we actually achieved this target by hosting an event in person or a meeting online to see the numbers and see who actually participates in it.
So how can the project continue or be replicated after the pilot? So we'll be hiring volunteers or interns who are willing to support and advertise our app after the pilot process, promote the need for more support after the pilot, assign youth members to continue the project once every couple months, rotating between members. So if we are not there, then we'll have like assistants and partners to help us continue the app.
Some specific guidance or expertise we would need: someone with tech experience for the app, someone who has connections with the Malaysian Indian community, someone with leadership qualities, and someone that can provide digital security for the app's data.
Oh yeah, that's it. Thank you so much.
Alright. First of all, congratulations to 3 of you for choosing this topic. So before I give my comment, I want to share something to you all. So many people like now, I noticed that you're all talking about the development of apps, and then the cost is for the development of apps. So initially, to develop apps, it will cost about 15 to 20,000, just the interface only. And then there's other technical aspects that you all have to think, that the technical aspect like hosting, maintenance, and so and so. So instead of going into the technical part, developing apps, I think there's a lot of other opportunity that we can, or platform that we can actually think about. So I think today I got lucky because I got this topic and I like your idea.
And something that I want to offer to you to offset your cost, which you don't need to do apps, but if you are interested, you can come on a project that I'm already working on. We already have developed a website, a platform called Global Indian Youth Connect Nexus, which also similar to what your idea is. And it's not only for Malaysian Indian youth, it's actually connected to over 30 countries. Indian youths from 30 countries are coming on board from that platform, and there will be like opportunity like have a community chat, profiling, talent profiling, all that. So I can, if Sugam team approve, I can recruit them into the project, and you all can work on the ideas that you all are working on. Of course, the minimum age for membership is 18, but you all can onboard as a project team. All right. So congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Please.
A very good afternoon to the respected judges, dear guests, participants, and to all the parents. My name is Kishan.
My name is Javen.
And my name is Tejashwini. And we are all representatives from Group 8. Today, we would like to present about kindness behind the screen. Nowadays, cyberbullying, gossip, insensitive jokes, and the sharing of embarrassing images have been normalized. Online actions are sometimes treated as harmless, even though they can cause real emotional harm. Our challenge was to design and pilot a youth-led initiative that promotes ahimsa, responsibility, respectful online behavior. And the name of the project we created was Digital Ahimsa.
The problem of cyberbullying is posting of vulgar or potentially harmful content on digital platforms, such as imagery and or degrading, rude messages to shame or bully other people online.
Our benefaction is primary and secondary school students, possibly college and students. They can use this app when anytime, schools, college or secondary school.
You may ask, why does this matter? It matters to bring awareness of making the right choice when given the opportunity of not succumbing to bullying someone online. The values of this are ahimsa, which means non-violence and non-harm.
And mauna, restraint in speech.
Indriya nigraha, self-control.
Daya is comprehension, recording the difficult of others and taking positive action to support them. Why is matter? To bring awareness of making the right choice when given the options of not succeeding to bullying someone in online.
Next. The project objective is to create a greater awareness of cyberbullying and its effects, reducing insulting comments online.
And during the pilot, the team will advertise and promote out service online, monitor the amount and type of content filtered, and train our AI to detect more subtle variations of rude comments.
Durations. We will produce an exclamation that displays pop up the letter view whether your comment is normally or not.
Next. Implementation steps. Our implementation steps are research and planning, problem statement confirmation, designing of app, prototypes, codes and extension, testing and improvisation of existing features by deploying the app.
Next, our possible partners would be any government or private school that let us test run our system within their school students and among their friends.
Next, please. Our budget, 500 website prototypes, developments. Hosting and dominating will be 80 ringgit. AI or API testing will be 120. UI design will be 50 ringgit. Our campaign will be 100 ringgit. User texting will be 50 ringgit. And configuration will be 100 ringgit.
The duration will take about 3 months to complete this project.
And our success target will be good user feedback, and at least 60% of the students who got the pop-up choose not to send the vulgar message.
Our supporters, containing and self-contained, even managing the potency of suckers.
Our continuity, advertisements, so more schools, authorities get to know about it, such as promotions, software updates to improve user experience and add premium features to the monetize.
Next. Oh, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, good evening. Congratulations to you, to the three of you and your team. I think there's a team behind you that worked together to present this. Firstly, I'd like to congratulate Sumitra and team. I think fantastic job by Sugam. I'd like to let you know, for every single presentation today, I've given a perfect 15 for the Dharmic values for every team, because I think it's fantastic what they have learned and presented today. Now, as what was mentioned earlier, I think all the teams have got great ideas, as you have presented as well. And I think in your case, the problem that you have been asked to address is a real current problem that is affecting the youths today. And I like the way that you have thought about addressing the problem. It's not practical, as what was pointed out earlier, for us to go and look into developing a new app to come up with a solution to this kind of a problem. The solution to the problem is people like you. You have got ideas, you have got talent. Get together, try and form a team, come up with TikTok videos. Right? Come up with TikTok videos, talk to each other, come up with messages that you can share. As you pointed out, identifying videos or comments that are online. Get those comments and address it directly by coming up with a response that supports the person who is being bullied, that supports the targeted person, right? Put your focus and talent towards addressing the problem in that way. Developing an AI, which everybody wants to develop an AI, and it's not easy, it's not cheap, and you spend the money, but ultimately it may not attract the kind of following that you want. But if you have the talent, come up with something interesting. When you see a problem online, you see someone being bullied, you see a case of it, you come up with a video and you counter that problem, and I think you will have a greater impact towards addressing the problem. Right? Anyway, congratulations and thank you very much.
Thank you. That concludes the presentation from all 8 teams. Congratulations to every team for the thought, creativity, teamwork demonstrated through your project proposals. More importantly, you have shown how Dharmic values can move beyond ideas and become practical actions that respond to real needs within the Malaysian Indian community. We would also like to express our sincere appreciation to our 8 judges for your time, valuable insights and constructive feedback. Your guidance will help the participants strengthen their ideas and consider how these projects could progress beyond today's session. Thank you once again to all teams, facilitators and judges for making the interactive Dharma Lab a meaningful and engaging experience. I will now hand the session back to our MC for the next segment. Thank you.